This is day 11 of me trying to become a public figure for young people while actively getting over my fear of being seen. This is probably the most important day that I've had so far because I did not post yesterday. I have a tendency to hide, and have a tendency to hide when I'm feeling really stressed out or I'm feeling really low. Or in special cases like these, when I've been doing a lot of like putting myself out there. Yeah, when I started making content, I really wanted the experience of building, kind of like from zero. And when I was posting on TikTok, and then the Today Show happened like literally 5 months after I started posting on TikTok. And I think after the first 2 weeks, I hit my first video that was like over 1 million views of me just talking to a kid. And sometimes what I've struggled with in the past is if I'm not good at something or if I don't see immediate results, I'll quit. And that's something that I've been really working on. And so I had like a lot of attention, and then it just plateaued. And for the past few years, I've pretty much been in the same numbers. I've gained a couple thousand, but I've also lost thousands on both of my platforms, just from a lack of consistency or just people don't like the content anymore. I really struggle with content in general because like I don't care about making content as much as I care about helping kids. I'm not like super excited to make content. I make content because it gets me gigs that helps me help kids. Most of my gigs, I just booked a gig 2 days ago from someone who follows me on TikTok. It was a vice principal that followed me on TikTok and then decided to reach out. And so I'm very grateful for my audiences that I do have, because every like and every repost and every share and every comment has helped me get into schools, and very easily, which I really appreciate. So, yeah, going back to what I was saying, yesterday was really hard. I don't know. I'm just like filming this at a time where it feels like society is collapsing is so wild to me. I kept trying to talk to my friends yesterday. There's two people I tried to talk to, and both people kind of downplayed what was happening and told me like not to be stressed about it. This is not like normal stuff that's happening. So I think it's weird to tell people not to stress about something as it's like actively ramping up. I live in Florida, and they just got to Florida. And by they, I mean, so yeah, I was feeling a little anxious about that. And then I have this feeling of like, if I'm not great or if I don't feel perfect or like a 10 out of 10, then I can't show up because no one is going to allow me to be how I am, or they're going to want me to be more. No one's ever told me that. I just like made that up. I had this belief as a kid that I had to be good, and that's the only way that I'd be valued and be safe. And good looked different over the years. So good was like getting good grades and not getting into trouble, and then good became being like a class clown and making friends with everybody, and then good became like substance using and partying in high school, and then good became this work. This work became another thing that I used to determine my self-worth. And when it plateaued, I just kept feeling like something's wrong with me. I'm not good enough. I even got that feedback of like, wow, your work is so good, and why is it not translating into your followers? And in my head, I was like, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. So I would build up the courage to post, and then I would disappear. But yesterday, I'm just, I'm trying to practice self-compassion because it just happens. And I mean, I don't know who's actively watching these videos. I don't think anyone's like actively following these. And if you are, that's dope. Say hi. But the whole practice is supposed to be just to build trust with myself and consistency, and to kind of catalog what this process looks like. So I said from the beginning that I don't want to be a public figure that is performative, even though I kind of have to. It's my job. Performative in how I show up. I want to be authentic as possible. And so I'm just sharing kind of how I feel and what's going on. Today is Saturday, and I have been doing a lot of work, putting myself out there. I did what I could for Minnesota, and I'm talking to two schools, not three. One school said they're good for now, but two other schools are still interested. So today I'm just going to rest. I'm going to play Expedition 33 or Hogwarts Legacy. But yeah, it's important today because I showed back up, even though I hid yesterday. But now I know at least that I don't have to not show up if I'm feeling that way. All right, see you tomorrow.